Does anyone have a question? Okay.
Stuart, this is Jan.
Yes, John.
Could you talk about, is there different ways to work with blockages inside in addition to bringing down to the navel chakra? Are there other things I can do?
Well, there are, tension releasing exercises, which I've given, Rudy used to give. But the primary thing is uh, getting focused, getting centered, building the discipline in oneself to stay centered, because that is the core. I mean, that really enables us to heal up so many of the problems inside ourselves by getting focused in that chakra. And I know it's not easy to do. You have to literally, transform a lifetime of being in your head, being emotional, all that stuff. It has to be changed, but that's the work. It's the work of at least this meditation that I do here. I mean, do I know of other meditations? Yes, there are. But to me, they never worked. It was only until I found Rudy, and he said, bring your mind down to the chakra below the navel. Mind is a really powerful instrument. And if you can master it and focus it and keep it focused there, it will open the very core of your being. It will help you to dissolve so many problems that you have inside yourself. I mean, I don't know what else to teach when I learned the greatest possible way of doing it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there are other ways. I mean, you can take hot tubs and jacuzzi baths and, you know, go to spas and have people give you massages and, it'll relax you. But will it give you chi? Will it give you the power to truly transform all of the blocks and tensions that are keeping one from connecting with higher energy in the universe? It might, I don't know. All I know is that when I learned this, I never learned anything more powerful. And I didn't, I'm sure there are people that teach stuff. I don't know what they are, what they teach. But I try to teach the most extraordinary and powerful way that I have found in my life for a person to open the door that will lead to a spiritual life. And it takes time to learn, it takes time. Are there other ways? I'm sure there are, but once I found Rudy's technique, I said, what am I going to look for? To sit 22 hours and meditate every day? And when I found something that really works, and I had spent so many years of my life looking for something that works. I knew what I had to do. I just didn't know how to do it. And after I met Rudy and he taught me this exercise, and I started attending his classes and opening to the power of Shakti that flowed through him, I mean, it was like a miracle to me. I said, where am I going to go find something else that works as well as this? But again, it can't be the only thing. I mean, people practice Qigong, they practice all kinds of Taoist exercises. And hopefully it works for them. I don't know. I mean, if it doesn't work for you, then you should find something else that does. You know, I'm not here to tell you that what I do is the only way to get to God. It's not. But I'm telling you this, I spent years looking for something that could help me get past me. And when I met Rudy and he showed me this and I began to attend his classes, it was a miracle. It was miraculous. I said, this works. And it didn't work the first day. It didn't work the third year completely. It worked. But it gradually and incrementally enabled me to develop an inner life that helped me get past all of the blocks and tensions and insecurities that were inside myself. I mean, he always used to stick pins in me. You know, I would go with my great spiritual, and he would say, "How long have you been doing this?" I said, "Well, maybe 6, 8 months, really." And they said, "I've been doing this for 36 years." I really, you know, it used to make me laugh at myself. Stuart, don't be a schmuck. Learn, just learn what he has to teach and do it. Apply it to your life and allow it to truly make the changes possible. So I don't know, Jan. I'm sure there are other things, you know. I don't teach them because I never felt anything. I mean, I went to Swamis all over India. I went to Rinpoches all over India. You know, I never found. I stopped doing it because I never found anything that worked like what Rudy taught me.
I wondered if there were other things within our practice in addition to that Rudy taught, in addition to bringing the mind to the navel chakra. Do we work with blockages otherwise, or no, just keep that focus?
If you get your attention in the navel chakra and sustain that focus of attention, it will help you break up every single block that's inside you. I mean that. If you start focusing on your heart center, on your mind, you know, there's no balance there. There's no grounding there. If you just focus at the base of the spine, there's no grounding there. But if you're focused at the core, you know, in the hara, at that point, in the sense, there's rootedness there, there's foundation there. And then it makes it possible to keep the heart open. And when you can keep the heart open and transform all the tension you have in the heart chakra, all that emotion, you know, into joy, into love, it will transform all of the problems, or not all of them, there'll always be problems, but it'll transform so much of the stuff that is keeping you from having a spiritual life into energy of openness. But if you just focus, I mean, I've met teachers where they would say, just focus on the heart center. That's all you got to do. There's no balance. There's no grounding there. I've met other teachers, focus on the third eye. You know, there's no grounding there. And these energies of the emotions of the mind, they're really powerful energies. And if you're not grounded inside, those energies can do more damage to you than they can do good. And I mean this. But you need to be grounded. A tree has roots, for God's sake. You know, every plant and every piece of vegetation in the universe has roots. Enables these things to grow. So I don't know what else to say about this, except If you do it, it works. It truly works.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. I mean, you can let your hands drop at your side and ask to help surrender negative psychic tension. And be sure you say negative psychic tension. And you can do that 10, 15 minutes a day, when you have some spare time. It'll get rid of a lot of the surface tension. You can take your hands and place them here, open them, and allow the energy to come into the chakras at the palms of the hands, and just lift your arms up in the air and let the energy flow through your arms into the center of your chest. And then just lower your arms and just say, help me to surrender all the tension in my heart. And you'll feel floods of that energy, that tension, that yucky feeling. It begins to flow out of you. I mean, there are exercises, yes, but without being grounded, none of that's going to work. None of it's going to work. And I know for people, it's really hard to get grounded. It's one of the major problems with people in the world. There's no grounding. There's no foundation. The chakra system is just a haphazard bunch of energy that enables them. It's like instead of being a waterfall flowing, it's like the water dripping from a faucet. It just basically keeps people alive. Again, is it the only way? No. I'm sure there are other ways. You'll have to tell me about them, because once I started doing this, I had no reason to go. I did. I went all over India, meeting gurus and rinpoches and swamis, and I used to meet them living in New York and places. I never found anything that worked like Rudy's meditation practice. I stopped doing it. I said, what do I need this for? Why do I need to waste my time doing things that don't work as well as one of the greatest masters I ever studied with, taught me, Rudy, about how to truly connect with spirit. It's why I did it and why I still do it and why I have these classes 7 days a week, hopefully to train people so they can learn how to do this. If you want to find alternative ways, I mean, it's your life, your karma, I'm not going to stop anybody. I'm not the answer to everybody's situation. I'm not. But I am just extremely grateful to my teacher, to what he taught me. I wouldn't be sitting here today doing what I'm doing if I didn't learn what I learned from Rudy. And I mean that. Does anyone else have a question? I mean, there are people that teach supposedly Rudy's meditation, and they don't do Rudy's meditation. I don't know what they do. They do something else. They just kind of water it down to something that's a little bit easier. Chanting mantras, doing the whole Hindu thing. And, it's easier. I'm not saying it's wrong, because everybody's attracted to what they're attracted to. I mean, but from what I've seen and heard, it's not what Rudy taught me and not what I learned from him many, 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 many years ago. Does anyone else have a question? Okay. I mean, I hope I haven't disappointed people by telling you there are no shortcuts. The shortcut is doing it. That's the shortcut. I really mean it. Doing it, training oneself, getting that centered, that is the shortcut. Not some, well, I'm going to take some little road that's going to get me there quicker. And that doesn't work. You know, there are no tributaries to God. You know, you do what works. I do what works. I try not to do things that for me don't work. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no questions, then there'll be meditation on Sunday. And looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you. We're going to be doing this work on Sunday. Sorry. No variation. And well, yeah, it varies. You do it, you change inside, everything changes. You know, your whole life becomes varied with whole new levels of creativity, things to do with your life. So God bless you all. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Sunday.
You, Stuart, love you.
Thank you so much, Stuart.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.